and I'm just checking to make sure the volume levels are okay, because unfortunately I don't have my Snow mic hooked up. So, yeah. I'm just checking to make sure the volume levels are okay. All right, the volume's okay. Hunter, yeah, I'm gonna type in case you can't see it. You don't see me, you might want to refresh. Ender Flight is here. Here we go. Yes, here we go. Jordan is here. Are you live? I think so. um, if the volume seems a little weird, there are things on the page that you're looking at right now that I have to explain. I was prepared this time and actually put photographs where they're supposed to be. Also, the volume might be kind of weird because my microphone isn't really working. My USB cord is unfortunately gone forever. And nobody makes these USB cords. Well, they do, but nobody has them anymore because, I mean, we don't need them anymore. So, I'm just having trouble finding that. But we are live, and I'm very happy we're live because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. There's a lot of stuff that's happening this weekend that I want to talk about. And how are you guys doing? That's a good question I should be asking first. How are you all? I know for me, this week started off pretty poor, but we're moving on and we're up and at 'em and we're getting stuff done. So I'm really excited about that. Um, so some of you might know this, but I am a moderator on a. Sorry, I had to change something. I'm a moderator on a Facebook page called the Goldfish Keepers Forum, and I'm really excited about it because I've been having such a great time with it, and I want you all to know where it is and how to find it. There's a lot of useful information, not only on goldfish, but a lot of other things as well. So there is a Nightbot now that's going to shuffle through every couple of minutes, and yeah, we'll see that. HC says, hello, everyone. Deontay, yeah, love you too, Deontay. If you guys don't, this is really weird. Deontay is one floor above me, so that's really awkward. But yeah. Jordan says I'm great. We should go live together sometime. Yes, we should. I'm glad to see your tank is okay. That crack looks dangerous. I definitely wouldn't have. I mean, I'm sure it's fine, but personally, for me, seeing that crack would have scared me to no end. I wouldn't have done anything. And if I've been some weirdness going on in my life, but it's going well overall. That's fantastic. I mean, not the weirdness, but overall, that's great. Eric's in the house. Hey, Eric, how's it going? I'm hoping Nightbot kicks in at some point. I don't know how this works. I've never done it before, but I did put a Nightbot in here. Oh, I think it's going to start in 5 minutes. So that's new as well. I'm actually working on stuff. Some fun things that are happening. In here, I wanted to tell you guys right away. There's a picture right below the subscribe button on the screen that kind of shows like a rack with an IBC coat. And my plan is to get one of those made. I have somebody who makes them. That's why there's a price on it. I don't know if you guys can read that or not. But I'm going to have one of those made for my goldfish. And speaking of goldfish, we're getting a lot of new additions. I was going to make a video about this, and I probably will because there's a lot of people that don't watch live streams that watch the videos. And I think, oh, there's Nightbot. Nightbot just came in. So there's that. But what it is, it's 300 gallons. It's a 300-gallon tote on a rack, and above it is like a 50-gallon tote, and you put plants up there and stuff. But I'm having one made for the goldfish. Some of my future plans are going to kick in eventually, and I want to be able to have space for all the goldfish. Obviously, they're outgrowing their tanks because that's what goldfish do best. So I am going to be moving them to here. But we have 4 new additions, 4 new goldfish coming in that I'm really excited about. I was only going to take 1, then 1 turned into 2, and then 2 turned into 3, and then 3 turned into 4, and I told her I can't take any more. One of the Nightbots that's going to come up is going to be for the Goldfish Rescue of Wisconsin. You should go check them out. They have hundreds of goldfish they're looking to give away. Somebody had asked me in the last stream, I don't remember who, asked me if I have super chats enabled, because you can donate, things like that. And I don't have that enabled because I can't, but what I can tell you is if you want to go to their page, they are always looking for homes for those goldfish. If you can take one, that would be absolutely wonderful. They are such a great person. They're an admin, actually. They're the ones who hired me on the Goldfish Keepers forum. If you have time to check that out, you should. You should also look at their goldfish. They literally have hundreds. All you need is a 20-gallon tank, and you can save a life. So that's really awesome. If you want to donate to them, they also do have a PayPal you can donate to. Something else, Susan from SLC Aquatics just was doing a live stream. They're trying to raise money. I think it's for Jenna Tucker Aquariums. They dropped their phone into a tank. If you can donate $1, that would be fantastic as well. In the comments, just put my name, so she knows that I was sending people over there to help as well. Fishman says, hi, Dusty. Hi, Fishman. How's it going? Hope all is well. But, so those are just some of the new things that are happening. I have a lot more plans going into place. There's no videos going up this week. This is kind of the substitute for the video that was supposed to come up today. I was going to release my African clawed frogs video, but unfortunately, it's just not done yet. That's one of the videos that I don't want to rush because I'm really trying to put as much information as I can in. So I'm pre-recording everything, going back, adding voiceovers, adding information, working on it. And to fight lynx, I'd love to adopt a Goldie one day. The lynx will be coming up. They come up every 5, 10, or 15 minutes, so eventually it's going to pop up. But it's going to be wonderful. Eric says they have a 500-gallon tote like that here for like $25 each. Someone got a bunch of empty car wash totes and cut off the tops and made them safe to keep fish. Yeah, all the ones that I'm getting had, I'm trying to remember, some kind of oil. Not corn oil. They use it for baking. It has some kind of oil that was in it, but it's safe for fish, so you just clean it out and you move on. Flynn's Fish Forum, hey Dusty, hey Flynn. KG Cichlids, that darn Logan Paul shaking my head. Yeah, that video for me, okay, so the video for me, I was really excited to make it, and I'm happy I made it. Unfortunately, I don't think people caught on to the actual purpose of the video. Well, it doesn't have any dislikes or anything. The whole point of the video was to say we shouldn't attack social media stars. We should aim towards educating their supporters instead, and I think that was something that was kind of lost in translation with that. But I digress. The tote, I am going to be doing all sorts of videos on that because I really want to do it. I'm going to get that along with the stand, pre-made everything, so that way I don't have to go through that because I don't have the tools to do that. But I'm going to be doing do-it-yourself filter, which I'm really excited about, and I'm trying to do all of this before summer. That way when I go home for the summer, I can just move the goldfish right into it. So we're going to have 10 goldfish in that tote now. So I'm really excited about that. The goldfish should be coming early March-ish, so I'm excited about that. Something I didn't add into the stream, but I know I should have. I'm going to get rid of the tote for a hot second here and show you guys what the new t-shirts look like. I have been working on them. I'm really excited about them, and I just put in the order for them. So that should be awesome. Oh boy, that just kind of blocked everything, didn't it? Here. These are the t-shirts. I am really liking them. I was kind of curious what you guys thought of them. Some people said maybe do black or something. I really liked white, so I kept white up. Eric says, I have no clue about him because I stay away from all that. Yeah, I do too. I suffer through it, so you don't have to. Flynn's Fish Forum, KG Cichlids, hi KG Cichlids, long time no talk. And there's Nightbot once again. If you want to go and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, feel free to. I go and I post regularly on both those platforms. I try to upload as much as I can. Endler Flight says simple is better. Yeah, there's nothing on the back. I was trying to figure out something to do. I wanted to put like 200 sub squad because it's for my 200 subscriber giveaway, but I didn't really like the way it turned out, so I made these. And I got 3 of them, 2 for me and 1 for Madfish Diva, because they won the giveaway. I was giving away 2, but I had drawn 3 names now and contacted people, and nobody's contacted me back, so I decided just to get myself an extra one just in case. I am a klutz, so heaven knows I'm probably going to spill on it anyway. KG cichlids, I'm eating some chicken. No, it's good. Fishman looks nice, but I'd get stains on it in 2 minutes. That's why I bought 2 for myself, because I know I'm going to do it eventually. And I bought a hat. I have a hat, but my head is so big that the hat doesn't fit right, so I'm probably going to give that to a friend instead. But I wanted the t-shirts, and I like these t-shirts the way they are because what I want to do eventually is offer them up to anybody that wants one, and they're cheap enough that I would just be able to buy them myself and give them away. They're only about $10, which is what the price range I was hoping for. I don't obviously want to make money off them or anything, but I know other people want them, so I want to be able to buy them and just give them away rather than selling them, because I know a lot of people can't afford them. So I might just ask to pay for shipping, which is like $6, and other than that, you'll get a t-shirt for free, which is really awesome. Jordan Bacon, I really want some tarantulas. Does the food get expensive? No, not at all. I think I bought one container of mealworms, and that's it. That's all I've had to buy so far. But they eat the exact same as my African cloud frogs, so it really doesn't matter all that much. But the thing you have to remember, and I forget all the time, is that they still exist, because periodically I will go and feed them, and I forget they're even there. They'll go a week at a time, and I'll be like, oh, I gotta feed the tarantulas or something like that. It's just like they don't exist. And since they're at home and everything, it's really hard to remember to remind people to feed them. When I was home during winter break, I was just on it because I saw them every day. Now it's like, oh, boy, I forget. But I have to go in and make sure I missed them down and all those fun things, too. And they're like, your pin tweet, oh my god. Yeah, I think, is that the one where I misspelled? No, it's not. Okay, I changed it. But yeah, it's awesome. Eric, I have a question. Is there anything I can put in my tank to complement my cichlids that the cichlid won't eat? Ooh, good question. I don't know. I've tried snails, plecos, a lot of other things with my sister's cichlid, and it didn't work. So that's probably something you want to ask a cichlid expert, not me. I'm goldfish. Deontay, I want one and will buy one. No, I'll just give you one for free. Endler fight. Jordan Bacon, it's just crickets. I think it's not too bad. Crickets or cockroaches or mealworms or literally anything that's small. But it depends on which side you want. I have spiderlings, which are like the size of my pinky nail, and they eat little mealworms. And I have another one that's probably about the size of my thumb, and it eats mealworms as well. But I want to move on to crickets, but I just hate hearing the chirping. It bugs me all the time. Deontay, the t-shirt, that's it. That is. Yeah. And for fight, it's the whips and chains. Oh, yeah, chains and whips. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. I remember. I got it. Figured it out. KG cichlids, slowly cooked, savory, delicious, delectable, juicy, flavorful chicken. Hey, KG cichlids, can you answer Eric's question? Is there anything he can put into his tank to complement his cichlids that his cichlids won't eat? Everything I can think of, they'd probably eat. It has to be small. Well, it has to be large enough they can't eat fast and also semi-aggressive. That's a really hard question. It's easier for me just to say, anything cold water, but I don't know. So yeah, the t-shirts I'm excited about. I want to be able to offer them for other people to buy them if they want them. And the reason why I'm giving them away rather than selling them is because I have not found a single website that will allow other people to buy them without there being a quota. So in order to send out a shirt, you'd have to have 4 people buy a shirt, and then they'll print them. And I don't really want to force people to do anything, so I'm kind of just gonna give them away, I guess. Endless Flight, I know a museum that kept hissing cockroaches and tarantulas, but they fed them crickets always. I still want both because I like hissing cockroaches. I would like a hissing cockroach. I obviously can't keep one when I'm at university, but I think it'd be kind of cool to have. There's a YouTuber's name is Tyler Ruggie. He keeps hissing cockroaches, and it's pretty cool. And there's Nightbot again with the Facebook moderation, or the group I help moderate on Facebook. It's called the Goldfish Keepers Forum, or Goldfish Keepers. You don't have to keep goldfish to be part of it. There's some other things in there as well. There's a lot of giveaways. I don't know if you guys know Dandy Arandas. It's a really high-end, I have a hair right here, really high-end goldfish breeder. He's giving away $50 for one of his goldfish. There's also a goldfish food giveaway, all sorts of stuff that they give away on that channel, and I'm trying to connect YouTubers on that channel as well, so please go ahead and check that out. Oh, and I think it was Endler Flight with the goldfish question. Nightbot just put up the link for the goldfish rescue. They do ship. They ship to me all the time. They're actually from Wisconsin, which is really cool. They live about an hour north of where I'll be this weekend. Oh, now I remember where I was off before I got distracted. This is supplementing for the videos this week. The reason being is because I'm going up north, home for the week, leaving Thursday, be back Sunday, and I really don't have time to prepare a video between class and also preparing the tanks for my weekend leave of absence. It's going to take me some time to get all those things together, and I really just don't have time to put together a video. So I'm going to be working on some other things for the channel. I just ordered the shirts. I am working on the website. I am also moderating the Facebook group, putting out some new images, some new things like that. So if you want to check those things out, Nightbot just put it up perfectly. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DHAquatics, Patreon as well. So yeah, all those fun things. And the fight, KG Cichlids. I love making my own roast chicken. My family has a tendency to overcook things, but I get it just right. My mom overcooks everything too. KG Cichlids, I've had luck with jewels. Actually, jewels, I've seen those in a lot, actually. My sister almost had one. It's kind of cool. Eric, I have a store where you can put your shirts, but it's on hold at the moment. Alright. KG Cichlid, chicken. Eric, okay, I'll look into him, KG. Thanks. KG, no problem. Sometimes I have trouble reading because my mind moves faster than my lips, so if I ever stumble up, that's the reason why. But yeah, if you ever have any goldfish questions or anything like that, I'd be more than willing to answer those. I might not be able to, but I am a moderator on a Goldfish Keepers forum. Have I said that enough yet? I'm going to keep plugging it until everybody I know joins. But yeah, it's really awesome. It's really cool. I look forward to helping out as much as I can. One of the things I get to do is accept people into the group. I also get to answer a lot of questions. So I've been spending a lot of time over the last couple of days working on that, working with them, so that's really cool. Hi, Joel. I didn't even see you were here. But, yeah, so it's kind of cool. It's a lot of fun. I've been just keeping really busy. But I do have a question for you guys. Once I get the pond, I'm going to have a lot of free tanks. What are some things that you would like to see going into a 20-gallon tank? I want to turn one of the 20-gallon tanks into a guppy breeding tank, so I'm going to move all of my guppies there. But I'm going to have another 20-gallon tank free, and then 10-gallon tanks free. So I'm going to see what I can do with those, but I was thinking about maybe moving my African cloud frogs in there, but we'll see. Jordan, I want to have a goldfish pond this spring so bad. I really want a goldfish pond. One of my life goals is to be able just to go on Craigslist, and I always see goldfish, pond goldfish, common goldfish, koi, up for adoption, or people are trying to give them away. I would love to be able just to go on and get one and just have an awesome time with them, put them all in together, and just kind of, have an awesome pond. Eric, I have over 100 products on my online store, but I can just host your shirts in there and give you a custom link for people to go to. I just got to reactivate the store. I kind of have a store. I've been working on it slowly but surely. It's also kind of like a website where I can post everything I have, but I haven't really activated it yet because I really haven't found a way to sell shirts. Something that I want to do, one of my goals with this channel is to be able to practically, I don't want to say give away, but I want to make things so cheap that I don't earn a profit off of them, but instead can just practically give them away for at cost. And finding a website that will do that is really difficult. I don't want to make money off this channel. That's never the intention. I want to be able to just make content, let you guys watch my content. What I want to make money off of is like selling my guppy fry, or when I breed my goldfish, selling the goldfish. That's what I want to make money off of, not you guys, because you guys aren't my money makers. I just really want to be able to appreciate having you guys here following me along, but not making you pay for more than anything you need. So yeah, there's a lot of other projects I want to work on. I am looking at like doing collab stuff with other YouTubers, making merch that's both of our logos together. Maybe like a Fish Fam T-shirt or something like that. We have the Fish Fam stickers, which are behind me over there. You can probably see it better over there. And I want to kind of do something similar, but not exactly. I want to put the logos on a T-shirt. Jadron Aquatic pretty much has the monopoly locked down on those things. But one of the ideas I had was a shirt. But maybe instead of doing a shirt with the Fish Fam, I can do a shirt with people who watch the channel instead. That way you're on it, I'm on it, and we can try to spread around everything instead of just collectively having everything together. Eric, I'm a marketing professional, so I can help you with anything you need. I'll keep that in mind. Joel says we don't even have Pop-Tarts in the Z. Oh, okay, I'm dumb. Yeah, never mind. Ignore me. Jordan Bacon, you could divide that 20-gallon tank and make it a betta rescue tank. See, I was thinking about that, but I think once I lose both of my current bettas, I'm done with bettas. I don't want to sound like, oh, I've moved on to something bigger or better. I just don't want to keep doing bettas. I don't want to say they're too simple, but I just don't find a passion in them. And I think the reason why is because everybody has bettas. Everybody and their grandmother has bettas. And I like fish that maybe people don't want. So like goldfish, for me, are kind of like the fish that are misunderstood a lot of the time because people put them in small tanks and just hope for the best. Bettas are kind of the same way, but more often than not, they can be kept in 2.5-gallon tanks. Goldfish get big, bold, and beautiful. And for me, bettas just don't have that appeal anymore. And plus, I'm really mad. My betta ate like a dozen guppy fry before I saw I had guppy fry, so I'm kind of holding a grudge against him for that as well. Before I move on to Enderflight, I just want to say, Joel, yeah, I figured out it was New Zealand. At first, the way I was reading it, I was like, that's not Nevada. And I was just reading it over and over again. I figured out it was New Zealand. Thank you, though. And Enderflight says, I got my stickers and I can't commit enough to sticking them onto things. That's always my problem. Yeah, that's why I put together that picture frame. I got a poster board and put them in there. And that's not even all of them. I still have like a drawer full. But the thing with me is I got them so early. I think I was like one of the first people to get the collection. So my stickers are limited to like 20 or 30. And now there's so many other people that are in it. Challenge the Wild is in it now. And they were kind of talking about them one day. And somebody did, I was looking up Jadron Aquatics, and I ended up looking at like a sticker opening video or something. And they had so many different stickers than me. And I was really confused on why I didn't have them. But just because they got them earlier than I did. But speaking of Jadron Aquatics, something I never really talked about, I kind of did, but not really, was his shout-out that he gave me a couple months ago. Actually, it was a long time ago. A couple months ago. It really helped me boost me past 100 subscribers. I don't think I ever actually talked about it, just because, I mean, I really didn't have much to say about it. But I do really appreciate everybody who came and visited me because of him. And I really do appreciate him for shouting me out as well. That was really awesome. And I don't think I ever actually properly said thank you. And I know he's not here right now, but if he was here, I would definitely say thank you. But yeah, also, fun things, I've been talking about the aquatic experience in New Jersey. I know it's still a year away. Oh, wait, Jordan, if you sold the Aquatic stickers, there would be one on all my tanks. Yeah, actually, I don't, I can't, I do have DH Aquatic stickers. I have probably about 100 of them that I'm just hoarding. I don't have anything to do with them, so I have them. If you want one, I could probably send you one. When I start sending out all the t-shirts, I can send you one if you'd like one. I could send you a batch if you wanted them. Just let me know. My email is in the description or the About Me part of my channel. So if you want one, just send me your address and I can get you one if you want some. Or just a lot. I'll just send you a handful. But I was talking about something. I don't remember what I was talking about. KG Seconds, I have a picture of Joel in my wallet, and he's wearing a Bumblebee outfit. True story. Why do you have a picture of Joel in your wallet? Joel Austin? I'll take them. How much? No, nothing. I got it. I have. You don't know how many stamps I have or how many stickers I have. It's a lot. Down the wormhole. Hi, down the wormhole. Long time no talk. Actually, long time no see. I was talking about the Aquatic Experience. That's what I was talking about. I might be at the Aquatic Experience in New Jersey. I'm really looking forward to potentially being there. I can't say yes, I'm going to be there, but I am in the process of making plans to be there. I would love to be able to stay there the whole week. My issue is I won't fly because I hate flying with a burning passion. So I have plans to drive and stay in Pennsylvania and then go down to New Jersey and stay in Virginia and just a bunch of other things. But I am starting to make plans with some of my friends to go down there to New Jersey. Thing is, as soon as I go to my first Aquatic Experience in Chicago, then they decided to move it to New Jersey. And while it's not necessarily in New Jersey, it's like near Boston. It's still, I think they said it was near Boston. I don't remember. They were doing promotions for it. They were talking about it. It's close to a big city. Or maybe this is Manhattan. I don't remember Manhattan. Maybe no. I don't know. It's in New Jersey. But when they started talking about New Jersey, I was like, no. Why is it New Jersey? And I understand they want to like appease the people on that side of the country, but it was like Chicago is so center, you know? Like it's not the center. Like if they had it down closer to like Missouri or Mississippi, like a little bit more center, but like Chicago is the kind of place where there are so many surrounding towns that you can just get a hotel, and it's a perfect place to have it in my opinion. Maybe just because I could drive down there, but for me it was a perfect time because a lot of the people I know that keep fish that went there were from Wisconsin. I know they're not just from Wisconsin, but it just kind of for me it was like, wow, this is awesome. It's in Chicago. All these people are driving through Milwaukee and going to my favorite towns, and like I was watching Aquarium Co-op going around, and they went to like all of my favorite fish stores in Milwaukee, and I was like, this is awesome. And now it's in New Jersey. So I'm making plans to drive across the country to go there. So that's gonna be really terrible. And like 2 weeks before that, my sister gets married. So it's a lot going on, to be honest. So we'll see what happens, but I'm really hoping I'll be there. One of my commitments was if I made it to like 1,000 subscribers by then, I would definitely commit to going and being there, because that's just by then I would just really feel terrible if I didn't go. Yeah. Um, Eric, do you have heaters in goldfish ponds? During the winter, I'd say yes. I don't have a goldfish pond yet, but during the winter, I definitely would, because I mean it does get absolutely freezing. So yeah, just to keep it so it doesn't freeze over. But in my tanks, I don't think it's needed as long as your temperature stays between 60 and 80. You don't really need a heater or a cooler, to be honest. It just kind of doesn't make sense. Um, Ender fight. Oh crap, that's the wrong side of the country. There goes my hopes and dreams. Yep, yep. Imagine being where it's been for the last 3 or 4 years, and now they shipped it across the country. Yeah. Eric, we don't have really cold winters, but every once in a while we have freezing weather. If you do, I would definitely recommend having a heater. You don't have to leave it on all the time, but it would be helpful during those times when it's really cold. Jordan, what's the aquatic experience? The last couple of times it's been early October. I think it's late October. Early November, late October. I had just turned 21 like 2 weeks before the last one. And if I'd love it if they did it one in Cali or Las Vegas or somewhere in the West Coast. Then I might actually make it. See, but in the West Coast, they don't have the aquatic experience, but they have individualized conventions. I've seen like goldfish conventions and koi competitions where we don't have those. Well, I mean, we do have a lot of those. I don't think on the East Coast they have as many as on the West Coast because I mean it's warm all the time. It's easier to do those things outside. But they do have more individualized things rather than just the aquatic experience. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. When we went to the aquatic experience, it was my good friend and I, Amanda, We went there. We stayed in the Aquatic Experience Expo Center for maybe 40 minutes and left. I'm not saying it was bad or anything. It was fine. It was just, it wasn't what you would expect. I like walking around and talking to people and stuff, but these were kind of people that were trying to sell like bulk items to other people who have stores or businesses that retail these things. Walking around was kind of just like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, and then you're done. You can't really buy fish there. You really can't buy food. They give you samples and stuff, but it's more like just viewing what is coming up in innovation. It wasn't anything special. I had found more enjoyment of driving around and looking at all the local fish stores. We went to maybe 5 in Chicago, which was really awesome. It was cool. I got a guppy from one of the fish stores. I wanted to get one of the goldfish there. Oh, it's so beautiful. But I didn't. To be completely honest, if you're looking for a convention to go to where you talk like to fish nerds and you trade things, you really should just look for local clubs and go to swap meets. That's probably better than driving across the country. Jordan, I'll save up my money and my parents feel like being nice, then I'll see you there. Yeah, I'll see you there. Yeah, we'll be broke together in New Jersey. Um, Eric, I was thinking of getting a 500-gallon tote, but I'd bury it into the ground to keep the goldfish. Huh. That's actually that's a good idea. The only issue with that is the totes, without the metal surrounding it, kind of collapse in. And the water would keep it out, but as you're burying it, would collapse in. So you'd have to put it into the ground, fill it with water, and then bury it, just so it doesn't collapse under the weight of the dirt. Um, and the free samples totally worth the gas plane ticket. But yeah, totally. It took us an hour to drive down there, and we didn't even get free samples. We're like, no, it's okay, thank you. Because I mean, my friend specialized in like, uh, well, she had like golden rams, and maybe like some roseline barbs in her 55-gallon, and that was it. I mostly have goldfish, so the samples weren't really geared towards us. They were geared towards cichlids because a lot of the people there kept cichlids, so showed cichlids. Cichlid organizations were like the main center of attention. They did have one big goldfish tank, and that was like it. There wasn't really show quality goldfish there. There wasn't really anything. And to be completely honest, the convention really made me sad in a lot of ways because they had bettas and they were selling betta bowls. So like the thing we've been fighting against, they were still selling there, and it was like, come on, guys. And they had goldfish, like 10 goldfish in a 5-gallon tank. I get like a lot of those things weren't there permanently, but I think it gave the wrong idea to people walking around. So for me, just kind of being there didn't feel natural anyway. But I did get to see a lot of cool people like Corey and Bob and James from Challenge World. I didn't actually meet them, like walk up and talk to them. There were so many people there that I just didn't have the time to stand there and walk up and say hi. Joe says, what do you feel fish keeping brings to your life? Um, One of the things that I do when I get really, really stressed or really like nervous or upset is I clean my fish tanks. Um, I'm like absolutely pissed if I do 75% water changes on all my fish tanks and clean them off and scrub the algae off. If I'm stressed, I like just do the sand and kind of do a 50% water change. And if I'm nervous, I just kind of tick back and forth and play with them and feed them and things like that. That's just kind of like what I do. But they really are calming, and I really enjoy having them all. They are wonderful. Um, Eric, the ones I'm getting have wire cage around it. Yeah, I still don't know if that's going to hold the dirt. That's a lot of weight. Um, but it could work. It could work. The only issue the thing I think I would do, because depending on where you're located, I'm located in Wisconsin, so it gets cold, and you're not going to probably want to empty out that tank. Actually, that's another thing. How would you do the filter? You could do an in-ground filter like you have in ponds, but you'd have to drill into it then. Unless you do like an above ground filter that uses gravity. There's a do-it-yourself one from Aquarium Co-op that I want to do, but um, that's kind of weird. I think what I would do if I buried it, I would have two liners. They have three liners. It's a tarp, and then there's like a thermal blanket tarp, and then there's another tarp, and that keeps all of the heat inside instead of going out into the water. So out into the dirt. So I would put that down, then put the container, the IBC tote in it, fill it with water, bury it, and then I would add an external filter on the top. It depends on how you want it. For me, aesthetic doesn't really matter. It's the functionality. So I would do the do-it-yourself filter, and I would just put a 2x4 across the tank and put the bucket on top of that. And then you have a cool showpiece, something, conversation starter. That's really cool. Enderfight, what? I think I saw that when I was talking about the betta bulls and the goldfish tank. But that was true. And my friend and I was just ranting to her the entire time. I was like, I can't believe they're doing this to me. But yeah, I did do a video on the aquatic experience. And in it, like, it pauses and says, like, fishbowl irony, anyone? And I wanted that to be my slogan of my channel, is fishbowl irony. That was on the back of my original t-shirts that I was going to print. But I didn't keep it in because a lot of people didn't understand. But I put fishbowl irony because the whole point was we're not supposed to keep bettas in fishbowls, but here we are with like reputable breeders putting bettas in fishbowls. It was really weird. Joel, I said before, I don't know if I'm keeping the fish or the fish are keeping me. That is 100% true. I don't know if you heard, but I just adopted 4 more goldfish. And I feel like I'm being controlled. They just keep telling me, we need more friends, we need more friends. So I just keep saying, okay, take my money, and then we move on. Jordan, so when are you getting an axolotl? Okay, here. I found an axolotl I really want. It's $20. It's only an hour south of me, and I was thinking about going and getting it. The issue is that I don't have a tank, because I have my African clawed frogs, my fry, in with my guppies, and then my goldfish tanks, and the bins I would have used for it, I'm now going to use for the new goldfish coming in. So I literally have no room for an axolotl. But I will say, once I move back home, and I'm able to construct my shelving unit that I want to put up, I will be using one of the 20-gallon tanks for an axolotl, or the 10-gallon tank. I'm going to move the frogs to the 20-gallon tank, and then move the axolotl into the 10-gallon tank. So that should be cool. The other thing I was thinking about doing is maybe getting a really small one and raising it up in like a 5-gallon tank and then moving it to the 10-gallon tank when it gets older. But for right now, the axolotl plans are kind of on halt until I get my life together, and then we'll go ahead with that again. Maybe you'll breed them by then, and then I can just get one of yours. Eric, I'd probably do a pump system because I'm good at irrigation systems. I've had a bottom connector that goes back up to the waterfall type filter. That would actually be kind of cool. If I was like creative enough to do something like that, I would, but I'm not, so I won't. Fish out of the water aquarium, sub duster. I think you were saying sup, but hey, how's it going? Hope everything's going well. But yeah, I'm really excited to get the summer on because I am slowly but surely figuring out my life as I go, and I think I'm to that point where I know what I'm going to be doing in the next year or two, so I'm going to start getting things prepared, getting my ponds ready, getting my shelves together, and just kind of putting together what I want to call the rough draft of my fish room before I move out on my own and actually construct it myself. Fish out of water aquariums, if you need red shrimp, let me know. Got you. Actually, I was thinking about that because I have a mono shrimp and a shrimp, but neither of them breed in fresh water. Well, they do breed, they carry eggs, but they can't survive because they need brackish water. So I was thinking about starting to get different kinds of shrimp, but we'll work on that in a different time. Susan from SLC Aquatics. Hi, Dusty. Hi. I'm glad you could make it. I was watching your stream. When you said that, like, something about, like, I can't stop buying goldfish. Yeah, I can't. I'm so... Oh. Oh, Nightbot. Oh, no. Eric, I don't know what you posted. Nightbot apparently didn't like it. Oh, it says, Susan, how are you? just in case. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't like you. I think it was all caps in the exclamation mark. Um, but Nightbot didn't like you. Um, yeah, I am addicted to goldfish. I can't help but keep buying them, and I was only going to get one. I swore I was only going to get one, and then one was convinced into two, and then three, and then four, and I said, okay, I gotta stop. I don't have a picture of them yet, but they are going to be coming soon. No, well, not the goldfish aren't coming soon. The pictures shall be coming soon. I get to pick out the ones I want this time. They're not as big as Cobalt when I got him, but they should be a decent size. They're all coming from the same breeder. If anybody here needs goldfish, I recommend you go and look at her. She's always trying to get rid of hers, not get rid of hers, but she's a rescue, so she's trying to get adoption for them. Um, I had asked her if she needs like donations because one of the things I want to do is promote individuals who need help. I think Susan was working with Jenna Tucker. I think Jenna Tucker Aquariums is the one that needed a new phone. I can't, don't quote me. I'm pretty sure it was Jenna Tucker. But I'm trying to work with Lindsay from the Goldfish Rescue of Wisconsin to help get her goldfish either adopted or provide fish food for her. I want to be able to use the channel to help promote other people. So if you have the chance to go check out Goldfish Rescue Wisconsin, her link, Nightbot, should bring up her link eventually. If you go check her out, she has a lot of cool goldfish. Dustin's Fish Tanks is actually going to be adopting a lot of them from her in the upcoming months. He reached out to her and said, hey, can I have some? And she said, sure. So we're going to get that run too. Cecilia Hobbies, I hope I'm not too late. Hi, everyone. No, you are not too late. Eric, I used too many exclamation points, lol. And the fight, hi, Cecilia Hobbies. Susan from SCC Aquatic, Cecilia. And the fight, Nightbot's gone rogue. Yes, he has. Fish out of water grams. What's good ick cure? What's a good ick cure? I have a lot of different ick cures. I have ick remedy. I have icky guard, and I did have one other one. I personally have never had to deal with ick before. I would recommend anything by API. The stuff I have is pretty much all the cheap stuff that I got because people heard that I keep fish and just started giving me stuff. But anything by API I would recommend. Eric, LOL, I run into it all the time. Nightbot loves me. I want to be able to make it so that doesn't happen because that was a good comment, but apparently Nightbot doesn't like it. Cecilia's obvious salt and heat. Jordan, I need goldfish. The last time I had goldfish, it was when I was new to the hobby and I had them in a 5-gallon tank with an African cichlid and a pleco. Geez, that was stupid. We all learn. We all learn. Fish out of water aquariums. Thank you. Fish out of water aquariums. What temp for heat? Depends on what you're treating. I think mine don't recommend a specific temperature, but I'm pretty sure it's mid 70s. 84. Celia, yeah, 84. I was wrong. Don't quote me. In fact, I'm new to Nightbot, so here's a link on the Goldfish Rescue. Yeah, that works too. And Ender Fight, Susan, and Jordan, you all are mods, so you can post links if you want. I don't really care that much. But yeah, the Goldfish Rescue is awesome. You should go and check them out. And if you go and check them out, make sure you let them know that I sent you there just because I want them to know that I am really trying to help them out. I did mention that I would go and pick up a goldfish for them from Michigan and drive it up to them. I'm trying everything I can to make sure that the fish are treated properly. Goldfish are one of the most abused fish in the hobby, and here is somebody who legitimately wants to help the best they can. So if you can go and check them out, get some of their goldfish, it'd be great. Most of them are rescues, and she does breed her own. So that's wonderful. Susan Ikex or just plain aquarium salt and high temps and water changes. Aquarium salt works wonderful with high temps and water changes. That's what I was using to help fight a hole in the head before I got Metro, and then I switched to Metro, and it actually really worked well. Make sure you do water changes every day, though. I think a lot of the ick remedies and ick cures are like 25%, so you want to watch that. Fish out of water aquariums. Thanks, everyone. Fish out of water aquariums. What are you treating ick? Like, what has ick? Susan from Aquatics. Ick, yes, 84 for a week. I think Celia's Hobbies. I can't say what fish I have had would have it, but I used salt and heat and it was gone in a week. New fish is a surprise. Yeah. Salt and heat. The thing about salt and heat for goldfish, though, is I didn't want to go too high because they are a cold water fish. They become uncomfortable in higher heats. Although they can go to higher heats, they do become uncomfortable. So you have to be careful on what you're actually treating. And I think if it's like bettas, I've kept mine at 84. I currently raised the temperature a couple weeks ago to 80. So that's wonderful. But yeah, the Goldfish Rescue is awesome. Don't forget to check out Jenna Tucker. Reach out to Susan if you want to donate. I think Susan has a video on her live stream about how to donate to Jenna Tucker. It's been all over a lot of different places. She dropped her phone into her tank, ruined it, so we're trying to help, or they're trying to help get them a new phone. Make sure you check out the Goldfish Rescue. That's awesome. I'm also a moderator on the Goldfish Keepers page. That is another link that Nightbot has been spitting out. If you go and check out them, there's a whole bunch of care guides, not only to goldfish, but also to other fish. How to cycle your tank, how to cure certain illnesses. All those things are great resources if you're new to the hobby, or even if you're old to the hobby. So if you go check out that, it will ask you a few questions, but it will be really cool to have a bunch of you in there right away. So this hobby's right, goldfish probably 80. Yeah, I wouldn't go any higher than 80. And if my ambient temp in my house gets up to 85, so it's safe even long term for betas. Yeah, that's perfect for bettas. I would any tropical fish actually. One of my biggest fears with keeping any fish is heaters. I hate having heaters because I'm always afraid they're going to burst or break, and it's just going to be terrible. So I don't use heaters. I mean I do for my tropical things, but I try really hard not to have to. So that's my little spiel. Susan from SQX, help Jenna. Yes, if you could please help Jenna, that would be wonderful. Any amount helps. Susan in our last live stream was telling everybody even $1 helps. There's 10 people watching right now. If everybody donates $1, that's 10 extra dollars that go towards raising a new phone. I think it was Multi-Take Addiction donated $50, and he was asking that 15 people donate $10 more, and she'll be able to buy her new phone. Jenna makes awesome videos. I'm subscribed to her. If you're not, you should check her out. I don't know if maybe Susan can link Jenna's channel as well, but I'm pretty sure you can find it on Susan's YouTube channel. Also, Susan does have a Facebook page. You can check that out as Susan for SLC Aquatics on Facebook. I also have a Facebook, but I don't really use it that often, so don't look for me because you're gonna find me, but there's gonna be nothing there. I mostly use Twitter and Instagram. I always post pictures of my fish, my dogs, and my life on both Instagram and Twitter. Twitter I use to more promote the videos I'm doing because of the way the algorithm works with tags and stuff. It's a lot easier for me to post like, hey, this is a video I'm doing, and then tag YouTube in it, things like that, and a lot more people are able to find you that way. I know I have a couple subscribers that reached out to me and said they found me on Twitter, and that's how we got started. I also have a Tumblr, but I really don't use that as often either. But all those social media tools are great to use if you want to get your channel out there. Eric, okay, I just subbed to Goldie Rescue and left a comment on there. Very let me know that you sent me. Thank you. See, yeah, I really want them to do well. They're giving away some stuff. They're giving away Gold Rapsy, which is like a gel food, and they're giving away a $50 Dandy Oranda gift card. Dandy Oranda's really has high quality bettas. So it's really awesome that they are able to do that. Also, I recently ran into one of my personal favorite YouTubers. I mean, not YouTubers, but goldfish breeders. His name is Joshua. He runs Water Pigs USA. If you ever have the chance to check him out, he's awesome. I've had the opportunity of talking to him through the Goldfish Keepers page because he is a moderator as well. So this week has been full of surprises and awesome things. I wish I had pictures to show you about what kind of goldfish I'm getting, but I can tell you what they're called because the breeder did send it to me. They are called... I'm getting 2 Calico Metallics, which is really... They have gold in them. Their scales are shiny, but they're kind of a grayish color mixed in with like some reds and oranges, which is really cool. A white button Oranda, which is pretty much an all-white fish with a big bulge on the top of their head and big black eyes, and one tiger pattern oranda. And that one is pretty much all black and then has stripes of red and orange in it. And those are the kinds of goldfish you can find with the Goldfish Rescue. And the great thing about the Goldfish Rescue, I think this is just an infomercial for them, but the great thing about the Goldfish Rescue is when you tell them you want to adopt a goldfish, they will actually send you pictures and videos of the ones you're going to be getting. And you can either say no or yes. They'll go through a variety of different options with you. For me, I reached out and said, this is the one I want. I wound up with 4, but she's going to send me pictures of each of them, so I know exactly what I'm getting when I get them. They work really well with me, so like I told them I can't really expect to get any until March. They said that's perfect. We'll send them out at the beginning of the March, and it's just a great person behind the keyboard. So if you guys ever have the chance, I also did a video on them. They were called something about my goldfish almost got killed in a box or something like that on my channel. Don't quote me what it's called, but you can kind of see the expectation of like the packing and things like that. Cecilia's hobbies. What is the smallest breed of goldfish? That is a good question. What I can tell you is, if you want a goldfish, the minimum tank requirement is 20 gallons for one. Pretty much all goldfish across the board have a minimum tank requirement. Fancy goldfish, kind of like this guy in the front of the encyclopedia, requires a 20-gallon tank, just like the Oranda on the back. Now, after that, it kind of gets weird. Most people say fancy goldfish, you need a 20 gallons per fish. I say 10 gallons per fish. So you get a 20 gallon for one and then 10 gallons after that for each. The reason I say that is because if you have a good filter on it and there's enough room in the aquarium, there's no need. Most of the time, the 20 for extra goldfish is just because they want to make sure the water quality is okay. So on my 20-gallon tank, I do have 3 goldfish. That is because they are all very small, so it's not too important yet. But I have a 50-gallon filter on here because they produce a lot of waste. So 20 gallons is the minimum for fancies. For comets, like the little ones you buy for like 25 cents at your local pet store, that's a 40-gallon tank. And the reason being is because they get a foot long. And if you have them in a small tank for too long, it stunts their growth and they die sooner. It's really sad when it happens, but it does happen. So if you're going to get one, get a fancy goldfish. Kind of like the fat, plump ones or the ones with the balls on top of their head. Those are the kinds that can be in smaller aquariums like 20 gallons. So I would also like to say 20-gallon longs are better than 20 gallons high. They prefer to swim with length rather than height. So that's awesome. Angler Fight, a super long, extra fun, and entertaining infomercial. Yeah, I keep going back to the Goldfish Rescue. The reason why is just because my experience so far has been absolutely wonderful. I go to pet stores and I'm always looking for goldfish, and they never have the ones I want. And when they do, they're like $40 or $30 to get. And even then, I don't know what I'm getting because it could look like one thing and be the complete opposite later on down the road. I got a pearl scale goldfish maybe like 4 months ago, and it hasn't really turned into a pearl scale. It's kind of starting to look like one, but I don't know what it's mixed with. It can be mixed with literally anything. So when I get them from the Goldfish Vet Rescue Wisconsin, she sends me pictures of the parents, so I know what I'm getting, and that's why I really appreciate her. Eric, is it expensive to adopt them? No. Because you're shipping live fish, you have to remember that you're shipping, so it's going to cost more. But what I can say is for Cobalt, who is pretty much a purebred goldfish, it's like top of the line for me. It's my most expensive goldfish and my most stunning goldfish. He cost me $30, but that's because it was $20 for shipping. So generally, the more you order, the cheaper it is. I'm getting 4 from her in early March. I'm paying the $20 for shipping, and she's only charging me, I think, either $10 a fish or $10 for 2. So I'm going to pay between $50 and $60 for 4 goldfish, but they're all stunning, top of the line, like purebred goldfish, which is amazing. Cecilia's 40 gallons. I only want one small one. If you have 40-gallon tank, I would personally get um, 3 fancy goldfish. And the reason I say 3 fancy goldfish is because they love to have somebody to swim around with. They are very social creatures. If you have 3 like I do, they swim together, they eat together. It's super fun to watch. So I would get 3 fancy goldfish, put them in your 40-gallon tank with maybe a 50, 60-gallon filter, and you'd be great, good to go, and it'd be awesome. Um, let's see. Nightbot's back again. Flynn's Fish Farm, I'm back. Just had to move a houseplant. Welcome back, Flynn. Cheers, thanks. Fancy goldfish. Fancy goldfish for the win. The Waterbox, hey, why does this say random Saturday night stream? Am I super late or super early? Super late. But don't worry, I don't have any plans to end this anytime soon. I mean, like, I want to have an end time, but I'm having a good time, so I don't think we're going to end at 9. So, welcome to the stream. Jordan, I've never ordered fish, but I did order axolotls, which is illegal. Yeah. It happens. Ordering fish online is the most stressful thing in the world. I think I've said this a lot, because it is. I stay up practically all day and all night, and it's nerve-wracking, because you never know what's going to happen. For me, when I got my goldfish, my first one, Cobalt, in the mail, and there was a puncture wound on the side of the box, and the water was all over the place, I thought for sure he was dead. And that was the worst experience in the fish hobby I've ever had, because I didn't know what was in the box. Now, it wasn't the Goldfish Rescue's fault, because somebody had punctured the box at the USPS store. It wasn't like she packaged it wrong and that's why it happened. It was packaged right, but somewhere in the process something went wrong. So I think it's dependent on everything. But for me, I'm never going to order a goldfish and have it sent to my house anymore. I'm going to go and pick it up from USPS myself, just to make sure everything's okay, because you never really know where that box got damaged. So I'm really nervous about getting them in the mail, and I was almost thinking about just driving up and picking them up myself, but that is a 3-hour car ride, and I'm not quite sure I'm ready to take that just yet. And if Dusty's been streaming for the weekend and then some. All is dead. My eyes are burning. Yeah, I've been streaming all weekend, and I'm planning on streaming all week. That's me. Cecilia's hobbies. Okay, cool. Eric, just curious, why do I see some people with like 10-gallon tank and like 10 goldfish in it? They're doing it wrong. I don't like to pick on people, because I always say there's a difference between the uneducated and the ignorant. And the uneducated are just people that don't know they're doing something wrong, where the ignorant are those who know they're doing something wrong but won't change. And you never really know which is which until you talk to them. So I've seen koi in 10-gallon tanks, and I don't get mad about it, because I don't know if they're just ill-educated or they're ignorant. And when I look at it, I have to talk to them to figure out what's wrong. And usually when you tell them that something's wrong, they want to change. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen periodically. So it depends. And some people just don't know. And that's, for me, I feel terrible that nobody's told them. For me, when I found out I was doing it wrong, because I had 2 fancy goldfish in a 10-gallon tank. When I found out I was doing it wrong, I felt absolutely horrible. I tried everything I could to change, and we are changing. We have a pond in the process and a bunch of other things. So, again, it's probably just being uneducated rather than ignorant. Emerald Pets. Hi, Emerald Pets. How's it going? Hope all is well. Susan from SLC Aquatics. Eric, they're usually feeder fish. Yeah, that's true too. Or the kind you, or ones, well, I mean, the ones you win at carnivals are feeder, but generally they're the ones they win at the carnival. And if I gotta get that bulletproof armor for all your fish shipping needs, geez, I swear that boxes with important things in them get banged around more the most. Yeah, I saw a video, somebody posted on the Goldfish Keepers, and it was how like people ship stuff in China, and it was like them just picking up boxes and throwing them in the truck, or kicking them out of the truck, and having like giant piles of boxes, and it scared me, because I'm like, some people might be ordering fish from there, but I think it's a little different, because when you order fish, usually it's priority or overnight or 2-day, so they know that something is probably important in that box, And the Goldfish Rescue writes in giant letters, live fish. So you have to make sure that that's on there as well. But, there's only so much we can do to make sure that everything's okay. At the end of the day, when you order a fish online, it's taking a risk. I take risks like that because I know where they're coming from. I really love the Goldfish Rescue of Wisconsin. So I take that risk, but it's up to the individual if they want to go through that. Oh, did I miss something? Hi, John. Oh, did Blurb? No? No? Okay. Ropets, hi, Celia. Island Fight, there's two things that you need to think about for a fish: the space they need to swim and the space they need to dilute their waste. You can squeeze more fish in if you have a beefier filter. Yeah, that is true. Um, but at the same time, I think it's important to remember that with goldfish, while their space to swim is important, they also grow to the size of the tank. Not meaning like they'll be fine, but their bodies after a while stop growing. The outside, the inside continue to grow, and that's when they get stunted and then they die. So when you get goldfish, it's important to make sure you actually legitimately have the room. Because if you don't, your goldfish will get stunted and die. It might look fine because they're the size of the tank and all is well, but things happen all the time. The water box. Oh, you are here. Don't bother. I usually say that it's just not good and leave it at that. If they want to know, they'll ask. If they don't, oh well. I got to watch TV. I agree. Hi, Susan. Great. Just been busy at work, so getting back to normal with my hobby. Yeah, same, but with school. Eric, I was told I have to get over the crowded tank fever because when I got a 40 50 gallon tank, I had wanted like a school of fish, but I was told it's bad. Depends on what you're trying to put in there. Jordan, how's your college friend's axolotl? Is it eating? Yes, it is. It is eating. I got it to eat bloodworms. The thing about it is, she has a lot of misinformation about it. She thought she could feed the axolotl once a week, and that it can't live in a 5 gallon tank, and that it doesn't really need a filter, and that it doesn't need water changes. So there were a lot of issues with it when I found it. So I've been slowly helping her the best I can. I take bloodworms down there once every week, um, just to make sure it's eating at least once a week. It wasn't taking the worms. I mean, I wouldn't take the worms either. They're probably like twice the size it is, so there's no wonder it's not taking the worms. Um, so I've been trying my best to help, but it's just one of those situations where she got it because she thought it was cute and she didn't really know what she was doing. So now it's suffering and there's nothing I can do. I'm showing that I'm supportive and helping her out best I can because I'm hoping that eventually she'll just get tired of trying to take care of it and give it to me. That sounds bad, but that's what I did for all the bettas I've rescued. Because usually they're kept in horrid conditions, and I just show them that I'm willing to care for it, and usually that's enough for them to give them to me without charge or anything. Um, but I have done I think the only water change it's had since it's been here, and that's been like 3 weeks. I did the water change. I did a 90% water change for her because the tank was just messy. Axolotls are more messy than you think. They're not like fish exactly. They are very very messy. They remind me of like goldfish with limbs. So they were very messy. The filter isn't up to par. So we were working on that. It likes to hand feed, so it's been very easy to hand feed. I just put the bloodworms down there, and it just went nuts. So that's wonderful. And if I doesn't mean that you can cram too many fish and you just have the ultra powerful filter. Of course, there's a point where they stop growing. Yeah, Celia's hobby's right. And if it doesn't need water changes, if it didn't, we'd be all be jumping on axolotls. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think African cloud frogs don't need water changes. They do. So that's just something a lot of people don't understand, and it's sad. And the axolotl, when it comes to the axolotl, the reason why I've just become slowly attached to it is because it's small, it's young. The axolotl isn't like an adult, and it's not anywhere near the size of an adult. So I feel bad that it's so young and so neglected right off the bat. So I'm trying my absolute best to help, but they don't really want the help. They keep telling me no, it's fine, I don't need it. So There's nothing I can do. I can't just force my way in and help it. But I would like to, so there's not a whole heck of a lot I can do. And it does make me feel sad because I think I've rescued 5 bettas now, and this just feels like a constant challenge to do. So we'll work on it and see if we can get it. If not, I'll just have to go out and get my own. But the thing is I wish more people had axolotls in the building. And the reason being is because I want them to be able to see what it could look like if they took proper care of it. That's how I got a bunch of my residents to give up their goldfish to people I knew, because they saw that it was not being treated the way it should be just by looking at my goldfish tanks. So that's one way you can get people to realize that they're probably doing something wrong. Um, and if they're so cute even when they're big. I totally want one, but I need a chiller. Yeah, at 85 degrees, you definitely need a chiller. I just put it by my window and open up the window and hope the water doesn't freeze. Susan, good guy, Essie, trying to help. I'm doing my best. Eric, so if you get feeder goldfish, then it's different. How much room do they get? Sorry, I didn't know very much. They get 40 gallons. They should get 40 gallons for one and 20 gallons after that for each goldfish. The reason they need more room is because they can get to 11 to 12 inches long. They're actually considered pond fish because of how big they get. They're carp. They get smaller than koi, but not by much. So if you get a feeder goldfish, they're going to need a lot of room. They produce a lot of waste as well. Something about goldfish is they don't have stomachs, so all of the waste goes right through them. Fish out of water. Aquariums, what do you think of Walmart selling fish? I'm going to answer that question, but I just saw Susan has to go. Bye, Susan. Thank you for stopping in. I will see you at your next live stream. I'm really looking forward to Chris. So what do I think of Walmart selling fish? I have a bunch of Walmart fish. I have a negative opinion about it because one of the Walmart fish gave my goldfish hole in the head. So that was my fault. But I really don't... It's hard because I do sometimes see Walmarts that are taking care of their goldfish, taking care of all their fish really well. But I also see too many Walmarts neglecting their fish. I don't know if you follow, his name is IFG. He does reviews where he goes to PetSmart, Petco, Walmart, and he looks at their fish section. And he tries to see which ones look better, which ones look worse. And when he finds something wrong, he confronts them. He says, "Can I see the manager?" And he goes and talks to them about it. That is what I would love to be able to do if I had a backbone, but I don't. So when it comes to Walmart selling fish, I only think they should be able to do it if they are able to. Unfortunately, a lot of them can't. And the Walmart by me that sells goldfish, I want to record this sometime. They don't have somebody that's in the fish section. They have people that come and do water changes and get them and put them in bags, but there's nobody that knows what they're doing. They just kind of pop in, put the fish in a bag, and leave. That's all they do. And so I don't really go there that often. And like I said, the lion head I bought, and this pains me to talk about because I loved it so much. I bought a lion head, named it Queen. I made a video about it. It was like introducing Queen or something like that. And I put it in the tank right away because there was no signs of ick. Unfortunately, I didn't think about it at the time about treating for internal parasites. It had an internal parasite. You gave it to Harvey. Harvey then had hole in the head, so I had to buy Metro. So it ended up costing me 4 times the amount it should just in medications because the Walmart fish had an internal parasite. The Queen ended up dying anyway, so it was just kind of like a big waste of time. But, you learn from your mistakes. Antler Fight says, Eric, feeder goldfish are usually commons and can get up to a foot. They are pond fish heads, 40 or 75 gallons minimum, depending on who you ask. Yeah, something I would really like to be able to do is have, like, a 400-gallon pond, not in-ground, above-ground pond, and just fill it with feeder fish. And I think the reason why I want to do that is because a lot of people don't realize how big they get, and I would like to be able to have that tank as a reminder that they get huge. And having a 400-gallon tank, I'd be able to have, 20 of them in there. And I could be like, hey, look, this is how big they get, this is what they do, blah, blah, blah. find ponds and give them good homes. But yeah, it's intense. Fish out of water aquariums. Mine always have ick at Walmart. I complain all the time. Yeah. Oh, I miss Endler again. If I opened the window in the middle of the summer, it would be like putting my fish in a hot tub. I'm pretty sure bettas don't like jacuzzis, so just not a good idea. Yeah. I don't think they like jacuzzis either. Um, fish out. Oh, Cecilia's Hobbies. Our local stores quit selling fish. See, yeah, that's something that they're slowly starting to do. I've noticed. Only super Walmart sell fish now. The fish out of water aquariums. We need to do a live feed from each other on that subject. Oh, all right. Eric, the people at my Walmart literally only know how to bag the fish. You ask them a question and they say they have no clue about it. See, the one thing about Walmart, I'm going to be honest, the one thing about Walmart is that they do have a lot of great sales. It's going to sound bad, but a lot of the time they have like neon tetras for like $1, right? And while there is a risk that they could contaminate your tank, if you quarantine them and you buy them and you medicate them and they turn out fine, you just got like 50 neon tetras for $50, and that's wonderful. At my local fish stores where I'm trusted, they're like $3 a piece. So, it doesn't. I don't know. It depends. Like for my frogs, part of the comprehensive guide I'm putting it together is tank mates for African cloud frogs. What I do is I put ghost shrimp in there, and they can hunt the ghost shrimp if they want. But it came down to, do I want to spend 10 cents or $1 a dozen at a large chain store and risk infecting my frogs with something, or do I pay 50 cents per shrimp and make sure that they're not infected with something? And at the end of the day, I ended up paying more because I didn't want to run the risk. So if they were in the tank by themselves and it was just like neon touch or something, I don't think I'd have a problem buying them from there. But seeing as a lot of the stuff I end up mixing in with some other tank, I don't think I'd ever buy anything from there seriously. Cecilia's Hobby is exactly Eric. And clarified, I heard a story about a PetSmart with a marine biologist who's head of the aquatic section. There's a good and there's a bad, but Walmart isn't even a pet store. Yeah, I actually applied to be a aquatic specialist at PetSmart a couple times. I still keep going, and I'm thinking about just attaching my YouTube channel to my resume and hoping that works, but they never call me back. The water box, I have a complaint. Nightbot is spamming. Ban him. You know what? I was just thinking that. Nightbot does spam a lot, but at the same time, it's kind of going over stuff that I would just repeat anyway, so, I mean, yeah. And if I put my old fish bowl in my tank just to make my point clearer. You know what? That's actually a good idea, but I no longer have my fishbowl. I smashed them. It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like some, like, oh, I hate you, fishbowl. It was more like I dropped it on the ground while I was moving in. Because I use my fishbowl as a quarantine for small fish. So that's what I do. So, like, if one doesn't look too hot, I put it in there just to see what happens. Usually it ends up dying because it was already dying to begin with. But I don't want it to be attacked by my shrimp or some other fish, so I put it in there to let it pass on its own. Jordan, I'm wanting to collect a lot of native spiders this spring and make videos about them. I collected a native spider, and it's on my thing over there. It's in a bottle. I put it in there. It's in like a gallon jug, and I just kind of keep it there as a reminder that those live in my house. Cecilia's right Endler fight. They have no business selling live animals. Yeah. Fish out of water aquariums. I don't buy from there. I try to stay local or sometimes Petco, but I make sure they're very healthy. I don't buy live fish from Petco, PetSmart, or Walmart that often. It has to be something really cool. I buy my supplies from there, but I won't buy live animals there. I never buy livestock from Walmart, Petco, Smart, or any local fish stores. If their tanks look really bad, it's not worth it. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Eric, I thought about neon tetras because my daughter loves them, but to me, I don't want something that common, so I went with jewel cichlids and eventually ram. I like neon tetras because I want to get, like, I posted this on Facebook today. I want to get an 800-gallon aquarium, like Corey from Aquarium Co-op, but I want to fill it just with neon tetras and maybe, like, a couple predator fish, like a sorority of bettas, just something to like watch them all move side to side, adding a couple hundred of them in there. Oh, that would be so cool to watch. There's a video I saw of neon tetras in a big tank, right? And they put food in there, and they all swarm up at the same time, and they kind of flush out. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Ender fight. Oh, I was gonna say, haha, that's pretty fitting. Ender fight, even if it wasn't an accident. Nightbot's back again. Ender fight. I just got approved for the Goldfish group. Woohoo! Yeah. Oh, did you? I get notifications. I probably saw you get I probably got a notification that you applied, but I just didn't do anything about it because I'm lazy. But yeah, no, the Goldfish, if you guys look, it's going around. The Goldfish link is here. It's something about moderator. Yeah, Nightbot did it just before Ender Fight. You can click on that and just answer 2 questions, and you can be a part of the group. It's a great way to get involved in other communities. It's a great way to meet other people. If you want to get into Goldfish eventually, it's a great way to connect with people. Again, Joshua from Water Pigs USA, big breeder. He was on Jenna Marble's channel, not Jenna Marble's. Whoa. Jenna from Solid Gold Aquatics. He was on her channel not too long ago, and I was really jealous. He's one of my favorite fish breeders, and I want to get some from him someday. But he's on there, and it's awesome. Dandy Oranda's on there as well. So yeah. Air fight, more relaxing. The water changes. Yes. The water box. Yay. Yeet. Yeah. 200 gallons with 1,000 neon tetras. You know how much money that would cost to feed? When Corey put together his 800-gallon aquarium, I was sitting there literally crying because I couldn't imagine how much it costs. Like, he put in like 2 pounds of like frozen bloodworms or something like that, and all I kept thinking was, oh my god, that's like $20 for one feeding. And he goes through like one of those a day. I couldn't imagine how much it would cost. Oh, and 1 Corey, because I always need at least 1 Corey in my tank. I have a group of 6, and they're the coolest thing in my tank. Those came from Walmart. They're ZZI Corys, and you can't breed them in captivity, but they're really cool to watch. The questions are if you have a tank, and if you'll follow the rules quite literally. Yes. True. Touche. Eric, how much room does Tetris need? It depends. You could put... Tetras are microfish, so they can go in smaller aquariums. I would put, like, I don't know, in a 5-gallon tank, I think I'd put 5, but they like to school, so a 10-gallon maybe, like, 10. 20-gallon, 20. I don't know, in an 800, I'd put about 800 to 1,000. Now, can you imagine having King of DIYs, Joey from wow. English is not working. After an hour and 15 minutes of doing this, my English isn't working anymore. Can you imagine having the King of DIYs 2,000-gallon aquarium and just putting microfish in there? Can you imagine that? Like letting Rachel O'Leary put together a 2,000-gallon aquarium. That would be something amazing. Waterbox, 15 grand for the whole setup. He said in the latest Flip Aquatics video. 15,000 to build for the 800. Yeah, 15. Why does it cost so much? What? That's not true, is it? I mean, I know how much King of DIY. I think King of DIY for his 2,000-gallon aquarium spent like he raised 80,000 to build his whole room. I can't imagine what that costs. But 15,000. I'm just speechless. $15,000. Oh my god, that's like a whole year at university. Oh, yeah, probably costs more to keep. Yeah, true. Jordan, check out my crate. Check out Crayfish Empire. Oh wait. I gotta show Waterbox because that was a great comment. I caught it. Nightbot didn't. Ha! Check out Crayfish Empire on Facebook. He lives near me and sells fish stuff and crayfish online. It's illegal to buy crayfish in Wisconsin. I know that because Challenge the Wild did it and it was illegal. And if I'd say it's 20 is the best size because they're pretty active, yeah. Waterbox, okay, 10-gallon tank, 50 tetras. It's okay because you're going to take FX on one thing. Yeah, you know, if you did, how many gallons an hour does that turn over? I know my. Oh boy, I can't imagine. Oh boy, waterbucks is a big ass tank, dude. Yeah, it is. I think Corey should start a bloodworm culture or make his own fish food to cut costs. But to be honest, he sells stuff, so he probably gets some bulk discount. I'm pretty sure that at that point, because that was actually a good point to bring up, because I've been watching him build like his studio, right? And as he puts in tanks, um, he adds more fish into them. And I was curious, does he sell fish or does he just keep them himself? Because it seems like he just keeps all of the fish he brings into his shop anyway. Um, so I actually got. Oh wait, Eric, are you getting multi-tank syndrome? MTS is multi-tank syndrome. It's just you get one, you get all. I think somebody's logo. I can't remember whose it is, but he who has the most tanks, he who has the most tanks when he dies wins or something like that. Um, so I would actually be better off with neon tetras in my 10 gallon once I upgrade to a 40 for my cichlids because I can so-called crowd it more. I mean, prop. I mean, I don't think you could put a lot more in there, but you could put a couple in there. It would be really cool to watch. KG Cycles, yep, 15K for an 800 acrylic custom tank with adjustable. Okay, well, I mean, I wonder how much King of DIY spent. That's a good question. He said it was something along the lines of that he did a bunch of optional things because he wanted to be more for the viewers. Oh, huh. KG Chicken costs way more for acrylic than in the U.S. than Canada. I wouldn't be surprised. The King of DIY uses so much acrylic. Oh, um, do the aquarium YouTubers make much money? Depends. I mean, Jenny from Solid Gold lives off of her hobby. King of DIY does. Corey runs a. But with Corey, it's different though because he runs a multi-million-dollar business, and though it's an aquarium shop, it's a multi-million-dollar business. He said that a couple times. I know for a fact. Serious hobbies. I'm really into bamboo shrimp. Bamboo shrimp are really cool. I think it was Rachel O'Leary was just talking about them the other day, and I watched her video on them, and I would like them and everything. I just don't have anywhere to put them. KG cichlids, you'd figure it would be the other way around. Yeah, you'd think. Um, Antler fight. One day I want to make a custom aquarium top. I was a bit deterred once I saw the cost of acrylic. I can't easily seeing it be 15K. See, that's the thing. Like, King of DIY built a lot of his own aquariums. I can't see him spending $15,000 on an aquarium. Oh, then again, he didn't have to pay anybody to build it for him, and he is in Canada, but 15,000 seems really steep. And I know he put a lot of customization on there, but still, 15,000. Acrylic, no, acrylic costs more in the U.S. Yeah, I figured. Like he got a black acrylic, and that was optional. Yeah, he did. He did. I don't know though. Like, jeez. I always wanted to build. Like, if you look at King of DIY's 2,000 gallon aquarium, what I would like to do is be able to buy a house because in Wisconsin we have basements. So I would like to be able to buy a house and put that in a basement rather than in a whole different building. Um, but I don't know if I want to spend 15,000. If anybody happens to know a number and how much he spent on that, but you have to remember that he also put in the metal stand. I was about to say metal stand, but he also has to put in the filter and the light and all the decor he has in there. And he just spent what was it, $500, $200 a piece for those giant clown loaches. Okay, so here's a little bit of a rant. Not really a big rant, but it's something that I think is important. When I watch King of DIY or Corey from Aquarium Co-op, the reason why I don't really get into their channels rather than getting into like I'm really into Solid Gold Aquatics or Challenge the Wild or Tyler Ruggie or like Taylor Nicole Dean. The reason why I get into them more is because they're more relatable to me. I'm not going to be able to build a 2,000 gallon aquarium. I'm not going to be able to build an 800 gallon aquarium within like the next 10 years. So to me, those other smaller ones are more relatable. I look at them and I think, they're not doing this for the views. They're doing it because it works for them. Solid Gold in her fish room, compared to DIY, hers is made out of tin, and it's not really this big building. It's more like a shack outside, and I get they're in two different climates, but hers, I think, is more relatable to the viewer. She does more that's geared towards relating to people. Whereas everybody else just kind of does this because they can. Corey's new studio is amazing. I love it so much. But the way it's set up and everything, to me, is just kind of not, I don't want to say flashy or anything, but it's just like, why? Like, I get like you wanted to do something for everybody, but I don't know. I just don't see the purpose in it. You know, like in my tanks, I have like 80 gallons of water in my room at the moment, right? And I want to do a lot more. But when you look at like Michael's fish room, it's a fish room. Rachel O'Leary's, it's a fish room. It's not like a big building outside. It's not this huge thing. It's they're in the hobby. They like the hobby, but they don't want to show off. When King of DIY, Joey from King of DIY, put together his 2,000 gallon aquarium and he was putting stuff in the tank, right? He picked arowana that are $2,000 a piece and stingrays that are $2,000 a piece. He has probably like, I don't know, $15,000 worth of fish in one aquarium. And then he still has all of those 120 gallon tanks. So for me, sitting there watching it, it's like, it makes me kind of cringe a little bit because nobody else can do that. Nobody else can afford to do that. And maybe that's what other people like about it. But for me, I like watching Frankenstein, the Bashir, and the Flower Horn. And that's pretty much the extent I go. If they're not in the thumbnail, I don't really click on it. Another fight, true that. Another fight, Fish Shack sounds kind of sketchy. Yeah, it does. The water box, yeah, but her fish room is bigger than Joey's, though. Is it? But hers doesn't have like the separate little. He built like a studio, and he put like this giant thing in a closet with all the filters and automated water streams. Hers isn't done yet. I don't know if his is actually smaller. I don't know. That's some weird something to talk about. Low light aquatics. Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, how's it going? Hope everything's fine. That was weird. When you post a new video, not to call you out, but it's been like a month. You know. The water box. I don't know. Flashy helps when you dedicate doing videos very often. If you look at my vid, you look behind me. That's my living room converted into a studio for my warm gaming channel. Yeah. I get like being flashy and stuff, but like in his fish room, as soon as it was done, he stocked it like consecutively. And for me, like if I had a big YouTube channel like as big as he does, 500,000 plus, I would be like putting out polls and like trying to figure out like what people want to see in my aquarium. For me, like the platinum, everybody has their own opinions, but like the platinum angels is just like, I don't. And I don't want to call anybody out because everybody can do what they want. For me, though, it's just kind of like, it's just what I see. KG, Corey built his own way up. If I ever got to the point to where I could show off, heck yeah, I'm going to show off. Yeah, I mean, showing off is wonderful, and I love Corey. I buy pretty much everything I need from him. But, like, for me, I don't know. In the beginning, like, his channel was like, look, we can do this together, and we can kind of work this out. And he taught me how to put the IBC totes together with the do-it-yourself filter and all those fun things. But then, like, he built the studio, and now I just kind of feel disconnected because it just got so big. And you know what? It's probably just evolving, and I'm not going to judge because I'm going to sit back and watch and see where it goes. But for me, those are just my thoughts going into it. Let me see. And in fact, his idea is that he's doing affordable things in the 120s, except for that means that each individual is affordable, not the whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing. Do you know how much those racks cost? I looked them up because I thought I really wanted to see it, and it was expensive. Waterbox Dusty, let's go fly out to Jenny and Joey and measure. Yeah, let's do it. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they posted the blueprints somewhere. Joey seems kind of like he would do that because he wants people to copy him. That's the whole point, King of DIY. Let me see. Jordan, I can't wait for your channel to explode. I don't think it's going to happen. To be honest, I don't think I'd want it to happen, to be honest. I enjoy doing this for fun. It's a great hobby. Wait. End the fight? Well, it probably should be myself. So bye for now. Don't let Nightbot get too out of control. Yeah, no, good night. Have a good one. Hello to Aquatics. Has it been a month? I've had a rough go at it this month, that's for sure. Well, I hope everything's okay. But I would really like to see a new video sometimes. I've been trying to copy some of your videos for my betas because my beta tanks are really bad. So I've been like rewatching a lot of your videos, No pressure, but an update would be nice sometime soon. Cecilia's hobbies, Biender, KG cichlids, Dustin's fish tanks is throwing down a lot of very large greenhouse. Oh, the potential. Actually, speaking of Dustin's fish tanks, the not the goldfish keeper, the goldfish rescue that I buy all my goldfish from is taking a bunch of her goldfish for his tanks. He was recently watching one of her videos, commented, "I love some goldfish." So they're getting that together. So look at Nightbot just popped up with it. You should go and check that out. I'm really excited to see her fish there because she deserves every bit of success that she makes out of it. But the greenhouse is something I would want to do if it wasn't so cold. The water box, I love seeing them all evolve to where they are. But at that part of it, but then that's part of it for me. I love seeing them grow into what they do. Yeah, I do too. The water box, KG cichlids, yeah, I hope it turns out okay with it though. Gotta get past Crazy Lady. He's got over there. Flynn's BRB, gotta make my bed. Alright, KG. Yeah, crazy neighbors at the water box. Nisi, good for you, Flynn. A bed made is always best. I think it was a while back, but there was a speech that said the first thing you should accomplish in your morning is making your bed, because that's how you know it's going to be a great day. My bed is made because I said, oh, I got to do a stream, and that's my background. So making videos and streaming is legitimately how I clean my room. So, yeah, but again, I love Corey. I love watching King of DIY. All of those people are wonderful. I love watching them. Um, but I have my own perceptions of them. Um, if you watch Rachel O'Leary, she is one of the people that I really admire. She is really personable. She just, to me, when I see her on videos, she just seems the most like down to earth person because she just does what she loves, and that's that. I don't know if you watch Challenge the Wild, but Challenge the Wild, James from Challenge the Wild. I have his T-shirt actually. He's another person that I think is really down to earth. I haven't met him, but I have just talked to him online a couple of times, and he's really awesome. If you guys don't know who he is, you should check him out. I think I made a video two videos ago. I said that these are the people that I follow and admire. And, he was one of them. Flynn's Fish Farm. I hear if you blow bubbles in your chocolate milk, it'll create more milk. No, that's not true. I hear chocolate milk comes from chocolate cows. Not chocolate cows, brown cows. Waterbox, I love Rachel and Challenge the Wild both. One of my favorite videos is them together, just because she kind of goes over microfish with him and his dad's reaction the entire time was hilarious. It just made me giggle. I was watching it, I was like, oh, that's awkward. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, that's awkward. Jordan, Challenge the Wild is the best. Yeah, he is. He's from Wisconsin too. There's a lot of us from Wisconsin. I don't know if you guys watch Coralfish 12G. Saltwater, not freshwater, so maybe it's not this crowd's forte. But he is from Wisconsin as well. He's from Illinois, but he goes to school in Wisconsin, which is really cool. Having so many people from Wisconsin. It's definitely something that kind of sparks my interest in why. But then I figured out that it's like, because it's so cold out most of the year, we literally have nothing else to do. So keeping fish is the way we don't lose our minds. The Waterbox Dustin is a really cool guy to hang with. I hung out with him at the booth at Reefapalooza. It's fun to meet tubers in real life. They're so different. Yes, they are. If you meet me in real life, I'm quiet. I don't like going out in public that often. I prefer just to be right here doing my own little thing. I went to the Aquatic experience and I didn't talk to anybody. I don't want to say it was like the most stressful time of my life, but like walking around it was intimidating. Flynn's Fish Farm, I met James at Aquatic Experience. Awesome guy. Flynn, are you going to the New Jersey Aquatic Experience? I was trying to figure out who's going. Because I don't want to be like showing up and then it's just like no one's there. I know like probably Joe, Corey from Aquarium Co-op is going to probably be there. I mean, so is Bob, all of them. But, the water box, I talked to Joey for a bit when he came down to SoCal. But there were so many people, it was hard to talk to him. When did he come down to Southern California? I know he's going to come down to California again soon. In his last video, he said he was thinking about coming down, or he had something scheduled. I don't know. I'm confused and tired. But Yeah, no, the Aquatic experience, I'm awkward. I really am awkward. If I'm not awkward, then I'm just dumb. When I went to the Aquatic experience, I walked around for maybe 45 minutes and then I left. I hate it because I'm very, very shy. So um, it was awkward to me. A couple people did come up to me and talk to me, um, and that was fantastic. I enjoyed it. But for the first 2 minutes of the conversation, it's the most awkward thing in the world. The water box, it's okay. I'm a very quiet guy too. I turn I turn it on though at events, and I go for wargaming, but it drains me. Same. I might be going. Well, Flynn. I might be going. I had a blast this year in Chicago, so I'm probably going, but nothing is for sure. Yeah, I don't know why they went so far away. Well, I think you flew into Chicago. I didn't. I drove in and it was perfect, and now we have to drive all the way to New Jersey. Last year, early over at Uncle Sam's Discus. What was it? Were you trying to say? Oh yeah, Discus. There we go. Jordan's Bacon. I live. Oh Jordan. Oh boy, it's getting Jordan Bacon. I live in Iowa, which is lame. But the reason I like James so much is because he's 16 and I'm 15. So it tells people that young people love the hobby too. Yes, that is true. And Flynn, you should check out Flynn as well, Jordan. He's younger as well. I feel old because everybody's saying how young they are. I feel old. Jeez. Oh boy. The Waterbox, I'm going to try to go to the Aquatic Experience this year. Let's hook up and be introverts together. Yay! We'll just hide out in our hotel room and sell fish. When we walked in, one of the things they said is, you can sell fish from your hotel room. And I was like, what is this? Like, are there fish dealers, like, undercover, like, selling fish on the street corners? I'm sorry, that's really loud, too. The Waterbox. Oh, I already read that. KG Seclids, did you meet Sergeant Tank? No, I did not. I didn't meet anybody besides the couple people that walked up to me and talked to me. I saw a lot of people at the YouTuber booth, but there were so many people there that like I just was not going anywhere near it. I walked past it and I think I said hi to Bob a little, but I didn't really talk to anybody. I kind of just did my thing with my friend and moved on. Again, awkward introverts. It sucks, but that's what it is. The water box, it's the fish underground. Yeah, I actually was curious to know how many people went back to other people's hotel rooms and bought fish. For me, it's too sketchy. I'd be afraid I get murdered. But fun thing. Corey, when he was on his way down, there was a catfish convention. I'm trying to remember what it's called, in Madison, Wisconsin, and Corey made a video about it. But on Instagram, he was posting pictures and stuff. And one of the pictures he posted is from where my parents live, which is a town of about 3,000 people in the middle of nowhere. So seeing him, like, right there was amazing. And I wasn't even there. Then he came down to Milwaukee, and I wish I was around because I would have told him to go to a different pet store than the one he went to. He went to one of the fish stores that I don't really like. That's kind of, I don't want to say trashy, but not the good one. And I really wish I was there so I could show him the perfect fish store. I'm pretty sure he would have been in awe because this fish store is absolutely pretty much flawless. But I felt bad that he went there, and I was like, please don't think this is all the fish stores around because this one is really bad. Celia's hobbies, I'm not shy, but you would have to get past my missing front tooth. When it comes to shyness, right? If somebody's not shy to me, then I'm not shy at all. I can talk. But when it comes to like me having to go up and talk to somebody, that's when it becomes like I become an introvert, like instantly. Talking on the camera and talking to everybody online is kind of okay, For the first couple of minutes, I'm kind of quiet, trying to get things together, and then once you get going, you get going. That's kind of how I am. I did have to do a lot of public speaking last year because I went around and did a lot of events, and did a lot of activist things last year. So I did do a lot of those, and I'm okay speaking in front of public. But once it gets down to one-on-one, that's when I freak out. That's when I'm just like, nope, I can't do it. I'm done. I'm over. Time to move on to a different topic. Jordan, what editor do you use for videos? I use a stupid editor on my phone, and I'm very shy. I use iMovie, but I also have Adobe, and I also have Vegas. I have pretty much every editing software because I get them free for school. So I have all of those, and I know how to use all of those. Um, pretty much any editing software is fine. The thing that bugs me about like my thumbnails and stuff is the software I use sometimes put like a little logo on the side, and it always bugs me when I see like videos with logos on the side because I don't know, I always crop them out, and it's just to me kind of like makes me feel like awkward. um, the Waterbox Nightbox is an introvert. He talks a lot. No kidding. I set him to talk like every 15 minutes, and he's coming up like every 5 minutes. I gotta change that. The Waterbox, I should hire him for my live streams. He's free. He works for free, and he doesn't complain much either. I actually like this because a lot of the stuff that he's posting is stuff that I would like to post, but I'm always too busy. Celia's Hobbies, Power Director. I don't know what that is. The Waterbox, I use Adobe Suite myself. The Waterbox, the logo is for branding, bro. Yeah, I know it's for branding, but I always call it out. Like I use Adobe Spark for my thumbnails because one of the things that I learned very early on is if you don't have a good thumbnail, people aren't going to click on your videos. So I use Adobe Spark. It's free for my thumbnails, and you can just crop out the brand, the logo on the bottom. So I pretty much make all my thumbnails above that logo, so I can just crop it out when I'm done, and that works wonderful. But yeah, the other thing you should remember is tags. Tags are the most important thing. I don't want to sound like I know everything because I really don't. I'm not big or anything, but one of the things I really do is I focus on tags. Tags are the things that I focus on pretty much the absolute most because they are really important. They're what drive people to your video. If you don't have a relevant tag to something, generally people won't look at them. My Logan Paul video is doing really well because it's on a relevant topic that people want to listen to, and I put in the right tags. And I made the not to sound condescending or conceited or anything, but I made the thumbnail appealing to people to come in and see what the video is about. So that's what I really like to do because it can really make or break your video. Sergeant Fish Tanks of Sergeant Tank Pets. Hey, buddy. Wanted to pop in and say hi. Thank you for stopping in. Hello. Cecilia Hobby. Hi, Jeremy. The Waterbox. Yeah, it's very true. I just use Photoshop to do mine, but it helps as part of my skill is digital arts. Part of mine is digital marketing. I am studying digital marketing, so, all that fun stuff. I learned very quickly how to brand. You can find almost any site on the internet if you type in YouTube tags, and they will tag your videos for you. All you have to do is type in the title, and it figures out which tags would work for you. It's a great program. It's free. It's called like rapidtags.com. It works well. James from Challenge the Wild uses it as well. Celia's Hobbies, North Texas. Oh, I use my phone too. No internet at my house in the Stakes. I got it. I figured it out. Okay, seconds. I knew it'd show up. I just knew it. LMFAO. So yeah, no, I think it's really important to brand yourself. Yeah, so that's about all I have on that. The Waterbox, I use TubeBuddy. I don't know what that is. Something I've been trying to work on is at the end of my videos, I want to try to add something in at the end. Usually, like, people have those little end screens. I don't like end screens because they always, to me, seem pushy. I don't know what to call it. Pushy, in my opinion, because they're trying to drive you to click on things. And that's what you're supposed to do. But I want to entertain people even at the end. So that's why I started adding the dancing at the end, because it's just something that people found funny. So I just keep doing it. It kind of draws you in and shows you that I'm actually a human on the other side of the keyboard. Warlock's the North. Oh, Flynn's Fish Farm. Cagey Cichlids, be sure to make your bed today. Everybody makes their bed today. But isn't it kind of late to make your bed if you're in the United States because you're going to be going to bed soon? The Waterbox, is North Texas considered the Sticks? I wouldn't say so. I think North Texas is very nice. Serious Hobbies, but I'm not an expert in North Texas because I don't live there. Serious Hobbies, I've done mine. Jordan, I am really thinking about an app for fish keeping in axolotls, but it would cost a bit of money if I had someone code it for me. Challenge the Wild just recently released an app. It's probably for him, like his stuff, but I think he coded it himself. Interesting. KG Cichlids Fish Forum, I'll remember you just remember to flush the dang toilet, Flynn. The Waterbox, I just started to end my videos abruptly now. Why? Like The Sopranos, where it's mid-sentence. Um, but back to Jordan when he was talking about the app. There's a lot of apps out there. Like Fish Talk has an app. The Corey podcast, the Aquarium Co-op podcast, they have an app. For me, I don't think apps are my priority. What I'm working on currently is a website that contains a lot of different information about a lot of different hobbies, or fish hobbies, like fish and hobbies. But the thing that's different than the one I'm doing, or the thing, wow, English. The thing that's different from everybody else's, because there are a lot of things out there, like the Fish Keeper Forum and all those other things. I'm asking people who are not experts in the hobby, but have specific skill sets. Like for me, I really like goldfish, so I'd write the goldfish section. I'm reaching out to people who focus on plants or bettas and focus their writing on those things because I want them to actually come from fellow keepers who have done this before, not somebody who just works at a pet store that thinks they can do it. I want real experience. If you have like a negative experience with something, I want that written into it so people know that there could be an issue. For me, one of the things, if I were to, let's say I was writing the betta part, I would say my betta ate a dozen guppy fry. That's something you throw in there. But I don't know. I'm working on something. Slowly but surely, we're working on it. The Waterbox. I think I'm going to start dancing at the end of my videos too now. You'd be surprised. It brings in a lot of clicks. If you see me dancing around, you know something must be happening. But what I do before I start streaming or like making videos is I dance around to music because it helps pump me. So before I was doing this, I was blasting music and dancing around. So I got pumped up and I was like, why don't I record this sometime? So I did, and then I wound up with my outro. Jordan, I'll be the Axolotl for your page. Wonderful. We'll get on that eventually. We'll talk about it. Celia's hobbies. Out where I am, it is. I'm outside of town and surrounded by trees. I can't get internet out here unless I go to the what? Hughes Nest? That's too expensive. What's a Hughes Nest? Go with Hughes Nest. Oh, Hughes Net. English is hard. I told you English was hard. My parents recently just moved to the middle of nowhere. Literally the middle of nowhere, and it took them 3 weeks to get internet because every single provider would not give them internet, and the internet they have is extremely slow. I'm pretty sure, like, I can't even upload a video. Is that satellite internet? No. Dish, I think. Celia, it's my phone and apps do the job I need it to. Yep, that's true. But to get like cellular access at the farm that we call it the farm, you have to stand in the middle of the kitchen and sit on the kitchen table because there is no tower nearby. And I don't know why that place works, but something's up there. But that's what we have to do. Serious hobbies, yes, satellite. Does it get really hot? That sounds like a dumb question, Celia. Cecilia. But Texas gets hot, obviously. But are you in a part that gets really hot, or are you more like a wooded area? Because you said you had trees, so it can't be too hot, right? Waterbox. Apparently, you were spammed with "that sucks." I think it thinks "that sucks" is a derogatory term. But yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna start to wrap this stream up. I think we'll end in about 2 minutes. So if you have anything else to say, or ask, or keep the conversation going, now is the time. Otherwise, you guys can feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you check out the Facebook page, the Goldfish Keepers Facebook page. I'm a moderator there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you guys don't have anything else to add, I'll close it out. But I want to thank you all for coming out and watching. We were going for an hour and 50 minutes. My throat is fried. My brain is numb. There is going to be no videos for the rest of the week. But with that being said, I am working on a lot of other stuff that I want to release as soon as I get back. So when I do get back, there's going to be a lot of cool things coming out. So don't forget to watch for those things. And yeah, without further ado, I think we'll end it here. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.